Hello, dear student. How are you all? So, welcome back to an English grammar class. So, this is an bridge course series of this academic year. So, here we are going to learn about phrases and clauses or phrases versus clauses. So, student, this will be an important session. So, what are the phrases and clauses? So, tell you about the phrases and clauses. It is an important part of an English grammar because it helps us to form a sentence together. So that's why it is called phrases and clauses. So student, in this video we are going to look over two main questions. What are they? So this is are what are they? What are they means what are the phrases and clauses? And another question we are going to look, how are they different? So phrases is different from clauses, or we can say phrases versus clauses. So both have different roles in a sentence formation. So this is what we are going to learn here in this video. So student, I hope everyone seen the previous video and understood it, and very less of you sent me a homework. So I am expecting more and more homework from you. So you should send me in my personal number where I am going to check it. So student, without a further go, let's be started with phrases and clauses. So here we have an first slide, phrases and clauses. So what is the real meaning of it? So it is the building blocks of sentences. So what do you mean by the building blocks? So do you have a home? Is it your home is built up by a bricks and a square or a cube stones? Is it? So in the same manner, phrases and clauses are the bricks or a blocks of a sentence. So for formation of such a meaningful sentence, there should be a better combination in between phrases and clauses. Understood? This is what we can expect from this topic. See, a very silly example I will give. If a ma'am given or a sir given you an activity or a project, so you are a group of a student. So everyone should have a friendship. Yes or no? For a completion of a project and an activity. If there will be an clashes, if your group is divided among two further group, then what happens, that activity never going to be complete. So this is a big issue here. For betterment of the activity, for completing the activity in such a stipulated timing, so what you needs, you need a combination, you need an unity, you need an harmony among your group. Is it? For a better activity and completion of your activity, in same manner, for a completing a sentence, there should be a better combination among phrases and clauses. If these two friends, phrases and clauses, are combined together, then what happens? A sentence will form. A sentence will form. So this is what we have to look over it. Understood? So here the phrases and clauses purpose. So what is the purpose of it? Yes, we have given one example of a friends and an activity. In the same manner, the phrases and clauses should have an unity. See this definition. Phrases and clauses are the building blocks of sentences. So they are a building bricks of a sentences. They need to be put together correctly to create strong, complete sentences. So phrases and clauses should be kept correctly in a sentence to form a better and a meaningful sentence. See this person, okay, a worker, he is putting a correct form of the bricks in a correct manner. That's why a very good wall will build up. Is it? In the same manner, these are also kept in a correct form to form a very meaningful sentence. Understood? Let's begin with an animated video, and we will learn more about the phrases and clauses. And you will learn there what is a phrase and what is a clause, what is the difference in between these two, and how the phrases versus clauses and how they are put together to form a meaningful sentence. This is what we are going to learn. And student, watch this video till end, make the notes in your bridge course notebook and click some photos. Try to send me in the WhatsApp where I will check it. Understood? So let's begin with a further go with a very interesting animated video. Yes, so here we have an animated video on phrases versus clauses. So it is a very interesting and the very fruitful also. So here we are going to learn in this video what is phrases and what are clauses. Okay, so this is what we are going to learn, and here we will learn that what is the differences in between phrases and clauses. Okay, and how they are used to form a sentence. So let's get started without a further go. Yes, so let's begin and learn about the phrases and clauses with the help of an example. The first example here we have my best friend. What it is? My best friend. So do you getting anything from this sentence? My best friend. Yes, we know it is a group of words. So it conveys one message, but it is incomplete. Now let's look towards another sentence. John is my best friend. So this is a complete sentence and it conveys a better meaning. So what is a very common thing in between? That these are the group of words. These are the group of words. Okay, the group of words is a formation of a phrase and the formation of clause. Now let's look over from these two sentences which are clauses and which are the phrases. So here we have a big question mark just behind to this. Yes, because we don't know which sentence belongs to phrases and which sentence belongs to clause. See, my best friend. My best friend is a single sentence and it doesn't gives any meaning. So it can be called here that it is a clause. What it is? It is an clause. If we comes here, John is my best friend. John is my best friend. So it gives an complete meaning. Okay, that my best friend is a John, or John here we have a subject is here we have an helping verb, my best friend. See, in this sentence what you will get? You will get the subject and verb combination. See, for a meaningful sentence there should be a subject and verb combination. So see, in the clause has a subject plus verb and there should be a better combination. So this sentence belongs to the clause. Subject is John and is a helping verb. And in the phrase there is no subject and verb combination. So no S plus V. So in this sentence you will not find any subject, even verb also. So here you will find a one possessive pronoun, okay, and a friend, common noun. So here you are not going to find any subject and verb combination. That's why this sentence is called phrase and this sentence is called clause. Okay, because it has a subject and verb combination, and here for the phrase it doesn't have any subject and verb combination. Understood? That's why it is taken here in the phrase, and this sentence gives an incomplete meaning. This sentence gives an incomplete meaning where in the clause it has a subject and verb combination. Okay, and it gives an complete meaning, okay, through this sentence. Let's say here John is a boy. Okay, John is a name of a person. We know that John is a subject, and here comes helping verb. Okay, helping verb. So here we have a subject and a verb. So both are helping to form a meaningful sentence that my best friend. Okay, John is my best friend. A sentence is coming out of it. Is it? because here the subject and verb combination, that's why it is taken here clause, which has subject and verb. So in a simple words, clause has a subject and verb combination and phrase doesn't have a subject and verb combination. Okay, clause has a complete meaning of a sentence and phrase doesn't have a complete meaning of sentence. When phrase is included into the clause, then complete meaning will come out of it. Now we will learn what is phrase. Now let's begin. What is phrase? Okay, in the previous slide we got a little bit introduction about both of it. Now we will learn what is phrase. See, phrase is a group of words. What it is? It is a group of words, and in the phrase you have learned it doesn't have a subject and verb combination. Yes, it doesn't have a subject and verb combination. All right. And the third point is it's don't have any meaning. It means no meaning if used, no meaning if used alone. Okay, see, my best friend was a sentence in the previous slide, yes or no? So it is an meaning if used alone. It doesn't have a meaning if used alone, and it is used alone. Okay, so here we have 3 points. It is a group of words, there will be no subject and verb combination, there will be no meaning if used alone. Let's say for example the sports car. Yes, we know it is a car. Okay, it is a car, sports car, with an adjective and a noun. Okay, the sports car, it gives any meaning? No, it doesn't give any meaning. It seems that it is an incomplete sentence. That's why it is a phrase clause. Understood? Now take another sentence for the phrase and another example for it. To watch movie. To watch movie. What you are getting from here? Yes, we know there is only one verb, which is watch. So did you getting any meaning from this sentence? No, this boy is watching movie. If I say it, it can be a clause. To watch movie, what meaning you are getting? Nothing. Okay, another sentence we can take: on the table. On the table, yes, we have here one preposition on, we have an noun table. Okay, on the table. So did you getting anything? Did you getting any meaning from here? No. See, students, if you don't get any meaning from any sentence, then that sentence can be called here an incomplete sentence, and it is called here as a phrase. Okay, so phrase is a group of words which don't have any subject and verb combination, and the sentence which gives a meaning, but if it is alone and it is an incomplete sentence, then that sentence can be called a phrase. And another point, used has single unit in a sentence. Okay, so phrase is always used in a form of single unit in a sentence. Understood? So this is all about the phrase. Now student, let's begin. What is clause? What is clause? Okay, so in the previous slide, what we have learned, clause is a group of words. What it is? It is a group of words which help us to form a sentence. And another point, it is a subject and verb combination. So clause as an subject and verb combination. Okay, if in a sentence there is a subject and a verb, and it gives a complete meaning. And the third point, it gives a meaning with itself. If there in the sentence there will be a meaning in itself. Okay, now let's begin with the types of clause. So how many types of clauses are there? Yes, now look over this. So we are going to learn here about the second part of it, types of clause. Okay, clauses. The first part of the clauses is independent. What one? Independent clause. Okay, independent clauses. And the second one is, yes, obviously, dependent clause. Okay, so here we are learning student types of clause. Okay, clause is divided among two types, independent clause and another one is dependent clause. So student, what you are getting from these two words, independent means that a thing which is dependent on himself, so he is not depending on others, that's why it is called independent clause. Okay, it means that a sentence which have its own meaning and a complete sentence, then it is called here the sentence with an independent. Okay, that sentence don't need the help of any another sentence. Let's say for example, you were in the party. Yes, it gives an exact meaning, okay, of a person. Might be a question is asked from another person to this person. You were in the party. Okay, so this sentence gives us a complete meaning, so it can be called here a complete sentence. See, you were in the party. You were in the party. You here in the form of third person. Were, okay, were in the form of the plural, okay, plural verb in the party. Yes, in the party. So this sentence gives here an complete meaning. Okay, so that's why here it is called an independent sentence or an independent clause. Understood? This is what we can see. So here in this independent clause you will get a better subject and verb combination. Okay, now, what about the dependent clause? So, the dependent clause doesn't convey full meaning, okay, and it doesn't convey any full meaning. So, it is a very incomplete sentence. It is an incomplete sentence. So, we get 2 points about the dependent clause. So, it seems that it doesn't convey full meaning and it is an incomplete sentence. That's why it is called here a dependent clause. Okay, so here one example we got. When I came home. When I came home. Only simply just a simple sentence. When I came home. So what meaning you are getting from this? Nothing. It is an incomplete sentence. Okay, when I came home, then what? What you will do after coming home? So it is a big question mark. Yes or no? Okay, so this is what called here when I came home. This is what called here and dependent clause. Okay, and the dependent clause is always dependent on the independent clause. This is also you have to memorize. Now students, let's combine when I came home this sentence with this sentence. Then we will get a one meaningful sentence. That sentence can be called here clause. Okay, so here when I came home, then what is a big question mark? Is it? So it shows an incomplete sentence and this sentence doesn't convey full meaning. So that's why it is called here dependent clause. What it is called? Dependent clause. Now combine these two sentences together. Then what will happen? See, when I came home, you were in the party. When I came home, you were in the party. Now it shows a very meaningful and an understandable sentence. So when the dependent clause, okay, added with an independent clause, then what comes? Then a perfect meaning of the sentence comes out and that sentence can be called here clause or a clauses. See, when I came home is independent and you were in the party is an independent. So dependent clause is always dependent on independent clause. So independent clause can't be dependent on dependent clause because it's have its own meaning and it's have its own complete sentence. So here what we have learned about the clauses, that these are of two types, independent and dependent. Understood students? And there more features we have learned here. Now let's begin with more and more examples of independent and dependent clause. Okay, so here we have more and more examples of dependent and independent clause. So example here we have, before you go to bed, you have to finish your homework. Okay, so can you tell me which one of the dependent clause and which one of an independent clause? Yes, before you go to bed, what it is? It is an dependent clause and you have to finish your homework. So which sentence it is? It is independent clause. Okay, so independent clause has its own meaning, okay, its own understandable sentence, so it is not dependent on dependent clause. So dependent clause don't have its own meaning, it is a incomplete sentence and it is always dependent on independent sentence. Understood? When these are included together, then what happens? It comes out of a perfect full meaning. So another example, after months of research, he finally finished his novel. He finally finished his novel. It gives a better understanding. So here you will get an finished and verb. okay, with the help of finally and helping word finally. So it is an independent clause, and after months of research it doesn't gives an any meaning, okay, only one sentence. That's why it is included in dependent clause. When dependent clause attached with independent sentence, then a perfect meaning comes out of that. So it is called clause. Okay, I hate to drink coffee. I hate to drink coffee. Can you judge which one of is the independent and dependent? Yes, see here. I hate to drink coffee is an independent clause. Yes, I hate to drink coffee, it gives a meaning. Because it's upset my stomach. If because it's upset my stomach written as it is, so no meaning is coming out, is it? So that's why it is taken here, it dependent clause. Okay, now independent clause, okay, if included with the dependent clause, the perfect meaning comes out, and that meaning or that sentence can be called here clause. Understood? This is what we have learned here. Now students, what we have here, key take always of the lessons. Now we are going to revise the main points what we have learned here, okay, in this video. So in this video, in phrases versus clauses, we learned that, okay, phrases is an incomplete sentence, okay, and in the clauses we learned about two things, dependent and independent. Firstly, let's quickly revise what we have revised. Firstly, what is phrase, okay, we revised all these kind of things with the help of the examples, and we got some main points about the phrase, and we got new what is a phrase. Then we came towards what is clause, okay, then we came towards what is clause, and we got it is a group of words, subject and verb combination is here, and it is a complete meaning by itself. It is a complete meaning by itself by combining dependent and independent clause. Then we learned, okay, how many types of clause, okay, we learned how many types of clause here. So here there are two types of clause, independent and dependent clause. Independence is an complete sentence with a complete meaning. Dependent is an uh, uh, dependent clause is an incomplete sentence with an incomplete meaning. And we have discussed about the independent and dependent clause with the help of various okay, with the help of various examples. Okay, now here different types of phrases and clauses in next video we are going to revise. For the time being, thank you, bye bye. So we learned about the phrases versus clauses, and we discussed what are the phrases, and among the clauses there are types of the clauses, dependent and independent, and we have discussed both of them deeply. Okay student, so you got know what is the phrases and clauses, and the clauses are divided among dependent and independent. And if the questions are arised in the exams, just find it out which is a dependent and independent clause, or where you will get the perfect subject and verb combination in a sentence. If there is a subject and verb combination in a sentence, it is called independent clause. If there is no subject and verb in a sentence, then it is called an dependent clause or a phrase. This is what you have learned today. So students, watch this video till end, make notes in your grammar Bich Course notebook, and try to solve those worksheets which were be given to you in a form of homework. Understood? So this is what all about today's video. For the time being, wait for another video. In the another video, we are going to learn about what is phrases in brief, what is clauses in brief. So this is what we will learn. Understood? So let's begin this what we have did today. For the time being, take care and have a nice day. Bye bye.